As expected, reaction has been swift, impassioned voters expressing their views and their concerns on social media, lawmakers considering their next moves. Joe Khalil live outside the Supreme Court with what Americans are saying this morning. Joe.
Yeah, Adrienne, it looks a lot different this morning. You know, it's only 7 a.m. here on the East Coast than it did last night. Yesterday, just about within an hour or so of this story breaking, we had hundreds of people out here. And if you talk to them, we got some reaction to that. It really reminds you just how viscerally people feel this issue of abortion and how differently people perceive it. We heard some people who are out here protesting, the majority of them, saying that this feels like a full-on assault on women's rights. And you also had some people who were out here celebrating the decision, talking about how this was righting a wrong that was 50 years in the making. Here's a little bit of what we heard when we talked to people who came out here last night.
We were literally in the middle of studying for our finals, and we dropped everything to come here because it is that important to us, and we know that we are fortunate enough to be in D.C. Other people, especially people who are struggling in Republican states, that this is actually going to impact them significantly. People who are less privileged than we are, we know that we needed to be here for them.
And this is cause for celebration and cause to encourage people to refocus on this issue of abortion. 5 decades of murder is too much, and they need all the attention they can get.
And we fully expect that within the next couple of hours, we're going to see more and more people start to filter out again, and that this is going to look much like it did yesterday. But Adrienne, the entire conversation here in Washington around Capitol Hill went from talking about inflation, talking about the war in Ukraine, and this has just changed that within a matter of an hour or so, and when it broke, really dominating the entire political calculus at the moment.
Well, Joe, yeah, arguably the most controversial and polarizing decision that could be made. Yeah. Again, this draft decision not final. But what are lawmakers saying now?
Well, we're hearing a lot from Democrats. Basically, every Democrat, including leadership on down, has put out a statement. In fact, we have a joint statement that Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer put out just last night. I'm going to read part of that statement. It was long, but here's part of it. It says, if the report is accurate, the Supreme Court's poised to inflict the greatest restriction of rights in the past 50 years. The Republican-appointed justices reported votes to overturn Roe v. Wade would go down as an abomination. Several of these conservative justices, who are in no way accountable to the American people, have lied to the U.S. Senate. Every Republican senator who supported Senator McConnell and voted for Trump justices, pretending this day would never come, will now have to explain themselves to the American people. On the Republican, so by the way, on that statement, clearly strong words, and they're not mincing words there. We're waiting to hear from Republican leadership. It's been silent from Leader McConnell, the House GOP leadership. We think that they may say something in the next few hours, and we've been asking for those statements. But I can tell you that there was at least some Republican reaction from Senator Josh Hawley and a few others, not criticizing the decision or weighing in on the decision, but criticizing the leak itself, Adrienne.
Yes.
So we are waiting. Hopefully we do hear something from them. But that's what we're hearing right now, at least on the Democratic side. And imagine this is only going to continue throughout the day.
Right. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.